Yeah, good morning, guys. Let us get started. So, do we have anyone newly who joined today first time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Karthik, I am also
Okay,
today.
fine. So, let's, in the interest of the new joiners, I am just trying to tell you what we have discussed yesterday. So, we have just discussed about the course content and the fee and the class timings yesterday. That's the only thing. And then, so in quickly, I will give you the recap of what we have discussed yesterday. But again, you are going, if you want to look at the complete video, you are going to get an email from the Ashok IT and you can listen to that. So the prerequisite for these two course is to have the core Java knowledge. Once you have the core Java knowledge, then you are good to join for this. And this design pattern does not belong to a Java. It belongs to a software industry. Like when I say industry, well, it can be implemented with any Python, C Hash, any programming language you can implement. So they basically the design patterns are different patterns we have. First one is creational, structural, behavioral. So whatever I have mentioned here, these are the design pattern names: singleton, abstract factory, builder, factory, prototype, and under behavioral I have all these things we are going to discuss. When I say discuss means we are going to write a program. We are not going to build a project, but we are going to write some programs and see how these kind of a design patterns can be implemented. And I'm whenever it is possible, I'm going to tell the project example. It is not possible to tell all the design patterns in a single project, right? So some design patterns it's good to learn but we never used. Okay, so I'll be telling those the project examples as well and how to write it, and I'll be sharing the notes as well. Now, after the behavioral, creational, and structural, we are going to discuss about the microservice design pattern. In that microservice, API gateway, Saga, database service, distributed tracing, circuit breaker, and service discovery. And as I mentioned yesterday, we are going to add two more patterns here. And then we are going to, I'll give you the overview of solid design principles. Solid means SC single responsibility, open closed, Liskov substitution principle, interface segregation principle, dependency injection principle. The duration is 45 days. I mean, between 30 to 45 days, maximum 45. Timing is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., Monday to Friday. And if we are lagging behind the schedule, then I'll keep a class on Saturday, but that also will be informed ahead of the time. And the fee for this course is 5,000 rupees, and we'll be providing the recordings without any cost. Any questions? The new joiners?
This is Shankar here. Just one question. If the fee is 5,000 or with recording 7,000? I got a
No, yes. In the email, I see actually the 7,000, but since I have mentioned 5,000, so I'll ask admin to modify it because I have given a word yesterday already, right? So we cannot see, since I have all see, actually it is 7,000. It's my mistake to deliver that only for 5,000 in the yesterday class. But since we already communicated, I don't want to modify it. I will keep the word and you will get it for 5,000 only. That modification will happen in the 2 days email.
Thanks.
Any questions?
Not received the email, sir.
It might be. Have you joined yesterday?
Yesterday, yes, I joined, but little late.
Yeah. Then can you check your spam, because I have received an email, but it is there in my spam.
Okay, sir. I will check, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, can you mention the fees for recording session as well?
There is no separate fees. 5,000 includes recording. Recordings are free of cost.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Ideally, that is 7,000 for recordings, but yesterday I have mentioned the fee as 5,000 for including recording. So in order to keep the same word, so we are not changing it. I will talk to the admin to reduce that and modify that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And because I committed a mistake, so I wanted to make sure that like it will be the same. Okay.
Thank
Any
you, sir.
questions? Okay. Now, if there are no questions on the content part, let us get started with a. So today we are going to discuss about the singleton design pattern. Okay. Now, and whenever we are delivering, right? So we'll be talking about the most frequently asked or most frequently used patterns first, and then rest of the thing. In that way, it would be helpful for your interview also. I can explain in the same fashion whatever I have written. I don't have any problem. But the thing is, some people most frequently will be asking like strategy design pattern. So strategy it is here. In order to discuss a strategy, it becomes another 3 weeks. But it is the frequently asked question in the interview. So I'm like, see, when you are joining for this course, you should be benefited from interview and other places as well, right? So that's the reason I will be clearing the doubts, or I will be talking about the concept which are frequently used and frequently asked first, and then rest of the things. In that way, we are learning everything, and at the same time, it will be useful for interviews as well. If you do not like that, and if you want in the same order, that is also fine for me. I can explain. Not a problem. Okay. So now let's get started with a singleton design pattern. Now let me create a new package, new project. Let me create switch workspace. So I'm just creating, this is a third batch I'm teaching the design patterns, 03 design patterns. Yeah, launch. So by the time the Eclipse gets started, so, and in the yesterday email, you might have received the data structures links as well, correct? The demo classes. Did anyone get a chance to go through those? I'm just pinging those links again here. So because at morning 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., I'm also taking the data structures class. So I just pinged those data structure class links here. You can watch those demo classes and see if you are interested. The enrollment in the same email that you have received yesterday. So it is and there is an enrollment process for data structures as well. Yeah. The fee for the data structures is 7,000 for live classes, 10,000 for recordings. And if you have any questions, you can call up the Ashok IT also. Not a problem. Okay. Any questions so far? So if no question, let's get started with the singleton design pattern. Let us see our Eclipse. Yes, the Eclipse is started. Done. Let me write hide. So let me create a new Java project. New project. Java project. I'm writing 03 design patterns. Yeah, so I'm just creating a project, a new project called 03 design pattern. The runtime environment is 1.8 and clicking next. Now let us see. Yeah, let me create a project. Yeah. I click new package com.ashokit.design patterns. Yeah, whoever is not speaking, please go on mute. Whenever you have any question, you can unmute yourself and speak. Okay, thank you. Let's create a new class. So I'm just creating a class called singleton design pattern. So we haven't written the code, let us write. Now, first of all, we'll understand what is a singleton. As the name itself is telling, singleton means there should be only one object. If you guys look at Spring, in Spring, by default, whenever you're doing auto wiring, will it create a new object? Anyone? Whenever I create a auto wiring, will it create a new object?
No, Spring will create a new object.
That means if I have a class called some called test, if I do auto wire, how many objects will be created? In 100 classes, I'm doing the auto wire. Will it create only one object and give it for all the time, or will it create 100 objects? By
Only
default,
one object will be created.
Only one object per application context.
only one object will be created. If you want to create the object multiple times, then you have to
Prototype.
mention the scope as prototype,
Prototype.
correct? Yeah. So that's the basically like one of the example of singleton design pattern. So whatever the class that you want to create, so only one throughout the application, only one object should be present. Now let us create this one. Now this is a class. Okay. Now can I create an object of this class? Yes, let me do it from outside of. Let me create a class called test. Now let me write the code. What is the class name? Let me write main method. The class name is singleton design pattern. Let me write singleton design pattern s equal to new singleton design pattern. See, I have created one object. Can I create one more? Yes.
Yes, we
Let
can.
me create yes s1. Now let us look at the hash code, whether these two objects are different or same. S, and then let me write s1. Okay. Now let's run the program and see what is the output. Run as Java application. See. Now is it a same? Okay, I'm printing the object, right? So whenever I'm printing the object, also do you see this one hexadecimal number different? If it's the same object, it should be same. Now let me write the hash code as well. Hash code. S1 dot hash code. Run the program. See, different hash code is printed. That means what does it mean? How many objects are getting created now?
Two objects.
So that means, can I say that this class, whatever the singleton design pattern, this class, is it following a singleton design pattern?
No.
Because I'm able to create multiple objects. Now, my responsibility is to make this class as a singleton. Singleton means whenever you try to create an object, it should contain only one object throughout the application, and the hash code should be same, right? So now in order to do that, now what is the first thing that is the mistake that we are doing here is you're allowing the object to be created outside of a class. Whenever you're allowing, whenever you using a new keyword, the new keyword will make sure that always it creates a new object. Whenever you're creating a new object, hash code will be different. And it's in, so the first thing you have to limit is whichever the class you want to make it as a singleton design pattern. You should not allow the user to create an object outside of that class. Am I right? So here the problem is singleton design pattern is a class. Now I am trying to create an object here in the test class. Since it is allowed, I'm able to create multiple. Now I have to write a code in such a way that I should not be doing this object here. I should not be able to create an object like this. Then can I say that some of the problem will be resolved? Yes. Now what is that way? I don't want to create I don't want any other class to create an object of this class. I have to limit that.
We can make it constructor as a private.
Yeah. So by creating the constructor, let me create a constructor. Private. See? Whenever I make the constructor as a private, whenever I make the constructor as a private, can I say that I see immediately I'm getting a compilation error, correct? Look at here. That means I am not allowing anyone to create an object. Done. So that means no one can create. Now, but at least how will I get an object? I have to create an object inside it, correct? Now let me create an object here. Singleton design pattern s equal to new singleton design pattern. Yes, I have created. Done. Now, but okay, that means I am not allowing anyone to create an object, which is good. But if I want to use this class, or if I want to use any of the methods of this class, I need an object. How to give that object? So I am creating a global object here. Okay. After creating a global object, done. But I should return this object, right? So in order to return this object, I will write some method. What is that method? Generally, you can write any name. Let me write a method as. Can someone tell me any name of the method? Let's write a method name as M1. Okay, M1 is a method I'm writing. Okay. Now what is the use of this M1 method? Because using this M1 method, I want to return this instance. Okay. Now that means the return type of this M1 method is this one. Okay, done. Now what should I write? Since I am telling return S, done. Now I want see if I want in the test class, if I want to create a object of singleton pattern, then what should I do? I should call this M1 method. But what is this M1 method? Instance method. In order to call this instance method from other class, you need an object. But you cannot create an object. Can I say that this is a something like a deadlock situation?
Yes, we can make it as a static then.
Yeah. So now the question is, why are we making this method as a static? So
With
whenever
object.
you are whenever we are writing a method which is returning that singleton instance, why are we making that method as a static? That is a question. You need to make it as a static because if it is an instance, you need an object to you need something to call that object, correct? But the problem is whenever you are using here, you cannot create an object, but you need some mechanism to call the method without an object. What is that? Static method. Now let's make it as a static. Now, whenever I'm making it as a static, I'm getting a compilation error in line number 11. What is a compilation error, guys? Because from a static method, what can you access? Another static method or another static variable only. So I have to make this as a static. Correct? Done.
Yes.
Now, if I want to get the object of this singleton pattern, what should I do? I don't need to call new singleton. I'll just mention singleton pattern dot M1. Correct? Yes. Singleton pattern dot M1. Yeah. Let me remove this one. Now let's try to print S1 S1 and see whether the hash code is same or different. See, is the hash code coming same or different?
Same.
Yeah. So whenever it is same, now what does it mean? I am able to get a single object of this singleton class, correct? Or can I say that I have achieved the singleton design pattern now with this code? Yes or no? See, even if let me call this one another time. Let's make it as a S2. Okay. And then S2 dot hash code. That means how many times you can call the get M1 method, what it is printing, what it is returning. It always returns the same instance. Let us run the program. See, same instance. All right. So I am able to get a one. See, that means you can call any number of the M1 method. It is giving you the same object. It is not giving you the every time new object. So that is the purpose of having a singleton design pattern, correct? Having only one object throughout the application. The advantage is, right? Whenever you are creating an object, memory will be occupied. But if you are using the same object, then you are saving the memory. Unnecessarily, you are not creating a memory every time. So your process will be fast and you don't get a out of memory error, right? So that is the advantage of having a singleton design pattern. Now the thing is, does it make sense to have the M1 method?
No, so we can
It
make
is not, yeah. So I can keep the method name anything. But what are you doing with this method M1? You are returning the singleton design pattern object. So that is the reason generally whoever is writing the singleton pattern, they will name this method as a get instance. By using this get instance method, you are getting the object of this class. So that's the best way to do is get instance using the method called get instance. There is no guarantee. You have to use that get instance only. Even I can write M1 also, just now I have shown, right? But the good practice will tell you that using the get instance is the right way. Okay. Now, so far, whatever I have done is a singleton design pattern, it's working. Now, can someone tell me what is the flaw in this code? Just think about it.
It is every time unnecessarily it will create one object, means if you're not using the singleton design pattern class, also it will create a object and giving to us. So we need to make it as instead of that, we need to check the first if it is null or not. If whenever that get instance method will call, that time only it will create the object.
Yeah. So the problem with this code is, so since it is a static variable, when the static variable will be initialized during the class loading. So here, whenever it is not even waiting to call the get instance method, the object is getting created during the class loading time itself. But see, the problem is you can write n number of singleton design patterns in your code. But if you are not using, you should not, unless until you call the get instance method, you should not create a object. Correct? That is a correct usage. Whenever you are calling the get instance method, then only you should create an object. But here in this scenario, what is happening? It doesn't matter whether you are calling the get instance method or not. During the class load time itself, line number 5 will be executed because it's a static variable. Static variable will be assigned with the memory during the class loading time. That means whether you are using this class or not, object is created. So the creation of a singleton design pattern like this code or creating an object as part of the line number 5 is called as eager initialization. So this is called as eager initialization. So creating an object at global level and making it as a static, this is called as eager initialization. The problem with the eager initialization is whether you are using the object or whether you are using this class or not, the object will be created, right? So, but it is unnecessarily I'm occupying the memory, right? In order to fix this, we go for the concept called as lazy initialization. Lazy initialization. So in the interview, they might ask you what is eager initialization, what is lazy initialization in singleton design pattern. So lazy means now
Here I have a doubt. When does the class loads actually?
okay, whenever you are compiling, right? So during the compilation, the class code will be converted, the Java file will be converted into the class file, correct? After converting the class file, whenever you are running the Java program, correct? Whenever you say Java followed by class name, right? So whenever you do this, first of all, the Java will check whether your class code is correct or not. In order to check whether the class code is not correct or not, it will do the magical number check. Let me guys tell you. Now, do you see any compilation in this class error? Do you see anything here also? Okay. Now, whenever there is no compilation error, can I say that the class file would have been generated here for this test class?
Yes,
One, yeah. Now, where can I see the test class? Let's go to the property file. In this one, there is a bin folder will be created, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to the bin. Okay. Now, com Ashok IT test.class. Now, let's open this file in the Word document, edit plus. Okay. Now let me remove something or add something here. Can I say that I have modified my class file?
Yes.
And save it. Okay. Now whenever you are running, so I have not modified anything here. Now I'm directly coming and then run as Java application because still you don't see any compilation error. See, am I getting any error? Is it running or am I getting any error?
You're getting
Error. Why this error is coming? Because whenever, see, before running the program, the Java will do the magical number check. So whenever you are doing a compilation, the compilation will happen on a dot. See here, whenever you compile, dot Java will be converted into a dot class. Okay. Now, whenever you are running dot Java, it does not look at dot Java file. It looks at class file and loads the file first. Before loading, it will check whether this class file is having a correct code or not, because just now I have modified it. So if it is working, then it's a blunder mistake, correct? It should check whether the class code is correct or not. In order to check the class code is correct or not, internally, whenever we are running the Java program, during the run,
that means when
checks.
we are running the test class, so it loads all the classes referred in the test class.
Yes. So
let's
so
say
here,
if that singleton is created around
though
100
you
flags.
don't use to, so now here, for example, now let me write this. Let me write a main method in this itself. Okay. Now, can I run the program now? This one.
Yeah, we can run.
Okay. But did I write any code in the main method?
Yeah, we
First
can
of
write
all,
it.
it will check if the class code is correct. Okay. Once the class code is correct, how it checks whether the class code is correct? It will do the magical number check. That is called magical number check. Okay. Once this is successful, then it will load the class. Load the class. So in order to do load the class loader comes into picture. So again, this is becoming a core Java topic, but since you have asked, I am explaining, guys.
Okay,
This is
basically, if in the test class, if you have the singleton call around 1000 line, it will not wait till 1000 line. In the beginning only, it will load the
because
class.
the static variables will be initialized during the class loading itself. That is what
Oh,
in the
okay.
class loader there are three phases: load, link, initialize. Okay. During the load phase, there are three class loaders for us: bootstrap class loader, system class loader, and extension class loader. Bootstrap class loader, what it will do, in order to run this Java program, can I say that you have to have the Java in your class path? Who is
Correct.
responsible to check whether the Java is there or not? This bootstrap. So that means
Okay.
what is it, where the Java classes are available under the rt.jar, correct?
Okay.
So the bootstrap class loader is responsible to load all the classes that are present in the rt.jar. Then extension class loader will load all the classes present under lib followed by ext. And then comes to the system class loader. System class loader is nothing but whatever the class that you have done, it will load this class. During the load, this is the load phase. After that, it will check during the link. It will check, do I have any static variables? Yes. So for all the static variables, memory will be occupied during the link phase. For example, if I have static Boolean, I'm mentioning true. Okay. Now I'm static Boolean flag. I have a variable called flag. I'm mentioning true. So during the link phase, all the static variables will be assigned with a memory and the default value. So though you are mentioning true, during the link phase, what will happen? The flag variable will be assigned with a value called false, because what is the default value of a Boolean variable? False, correct? So
Correct.
during the link phase, first for flag variable, it's a Boolean. Maybe assume that Boolean will take around 10 bits of memory. It will occupy the memory for in the Java stack memory for this Boolean flag variable, and it will occupy around 10 bits of memory, and it will assign the value as false, because during the link phase, the default value will be assigned. And then during the initialize phase, the default value will be overridden by the value that you have mentioned. True. Now, if you come to this class, though I have not written anything in the main, so since I have made this as a static, so during the link phase itself, this variable will be executed. That means I'm creating an object. It will create an object. And then during the initialization, see, I have, first it will initialize this singleton pattern to the null, because any object, what is the default value? Null. And during the initialize phase, it will execute the new singleton. That means it is creating an object and it is occupying the memory. So that means though you are not using it, it is creating a memory, right? So this is what happens internally.
Thanks, Karthik. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So whoever is not speaking, please go on mute. Okay. Now, so yeah, now so this is the eager initialization. The problem with the eager initialization is even though you don't want to use, you are getting an object. In order to overcome this one, we go for a lazy initialization. In lazy initialization, what do? We don't use this creation directly. We'll make it as a null. Let me keep it as S1. Let's comment this one, or let's use S6. So now S is null. Now, whenever S is null, when should I create an object? I will create an object in the get instance method. Return new singleton pattern. Let us run the code now. Let us run the code now and see. Let me do and see whether I'm getting a singleton pattern or multiple. See, I have modified. I'm getting a different objects, a different hash code. That means multiple objects is creating. It is not a singleton pattern. Now, in order to make it, what should I do? That means I have to write get instance method is giving every time new object. That means where should I do the code modification? In the get instance method, correct? Now get instance method. Now what I will do, instead of creating a new object every time, here in line number 21, we are creating a new object every time. So, but this is not the singleton design pattern, right? You have to create if what is that global variable s, it is null. Whenever this is null, then only you need to create an object, correct? If s equal to null, then create s equal to new singleton. If it is already present, do you want to create? No. And then you don't need to return this one, return just s. Okay. Now what I'm doing here in the get instance method, I'm not earlier I'm creating an object every time. Now what I'm doing, I'm not creating an object every time. Whenever the object is for the first time, the s will be null because I'm doing the lazy initialization. So if it is null, whenever the method is called for the first time, if the s is null, I'm creating an object. Now you guys see the difference, right? So in the eager initialization, since I mentioned this one, new singleton design pattern, during the initialize phase, the object is getting created. But since I have mentioned null, so static variable memory will be allocated. But is it having any initialization parameter? No. When I am creating an object, whenever the get instance method is called. And in your program, if you are not calling this get instance method, will it create an object? No, it will never create an object. So you are maybe saving the memory as well. Now let us run the program and see. See, I'm creating a single object, correct? I'm not getting multiple objects. I'm getting a single object. So now can I say this is singleton design pattern? Yes or no? Yes. Any questions so far? Does anyone has any questions?
Sir, where is the actual real-time application fits for the singleton design pattern?
So whenever you want to use a database, no, there are some other lectures I have to provide this one. So I'm just asking any questions on this. I'll come to your question. But whatever the code that we have written, any question? Okay. Does anyone has any questions on the code that we have written so far? Why we have written each line? Okay, fine. Now, so there, see here, there is some mistakes also in this code, whatever we have written. So this now, whatever the code I have written, I can break this. So when I say I'm breaking the singleton pattern, what does it mean? I'm breaking the singleton pattern. What does it mean?
Violation.
Yes, violation. I mean, see, I want to break the singleton design pattern means exactly what am I trying to say?
It should not behave like a singleton pattern.
Yes, you are repeating my statement, but what does it mean?
Means you want to create objects every time.
Yes,
We can
I
say-
want to say instead of getting a same object, I want to create multiple objects. Then I can say that I have broken the singleton pattern, correct? Yeah. So now whatever the code I have written right here, this is providing the singleton instance. But I can prove by writing some different mechanisms, I can prove that this code is wrong. Okay. What are those mechanisms? That are the things that whenever someone is asking you about singleton design pattern, if you write this code, then interviewer will say, I will write a code of reflection. I will write a code of reflection. Then you can create one more object, right? With the reflection, you can even call. See here, what is the problem? I'm not from the test class. I'm not able to create an object of singleton design pattern, right? Because the constructor is private. But using a reflection, you can even directly call the private constructor. Whenever you are calling a private constructor, you are creating an object. Whenever I'm creating multiple objects, I'm breaking the singleton pattern, correct? So what are the different ways that you can break the singleton pattern, whatever you have written. You can break using reflection. You can break using cloning. You can break using serialization. And you can break using multi-threading. Okay. These are the different ways I can break a singleton pattern. Don't worry, I will be going to prove that, and then we are going to fix that also. Okay. So whatever the code that we have written, we think that it is good. Yes, it is good, but it can break sometimes. What are those different ways? These are the different ways. Okay. Now let's coming to the question of where can we use this singleton design pattern. So whenever you want to create a database connection. So whenever I want to create a database connection, so first you will do the class.for name oracle.jdbc.odbc.oracle driver, and then you will call the driver manager.get connection. Am I right? The one who asked a question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whenever you are doing that, so if I am creating every time, it's a problem, correct? What I can do is whenever you are creating a database connection, I can use a singleton pattern. And because you don't want to create multiple times, and you just only create an object and then close the connection. That's it. Instead of writing all the code, I will call the get instance method. It will return. If the database object is already created, it will return that object. That is one thing. And another thing is, if you want to read the data from the property file. Okay. So see, whenever you start an application, during the server startup, you can create an object, and then wherever you want, instead of creating an object again, if you want the data to be read from the property file, generally, if you want to read a data from the property file, you have there is some property file like Java class will be there, and then get properties dot get instance. I will show you the code in the upcoming classes. Don't worry. So this is how you will mention. What does it mean? You are not creating an object every time, correct? So where after this class, you can go to your project and try search for get instance. Copy this get instance and then go to search, click on file, and then enter here and select start.java and click on search. It will print you where and all you are using the get instance method. Wherever you are using the get instance method, that means you are creating a singleton class. Before that, whatever is there, that is nothing but a singleton class, and that is the what you are using the singleton class in your application. The usage is the most frequently used is database connection and then reading the data from the file, or providing the utility. In your project, you have multiple modules. Assume that you have multiple modules. All other people are calling your module. Then what you can do? You can create a singleton pattern and give them the class and get instance method. So they can call the get instance method, and then they can call your methods as well. So in that way, you don't need to create an object every time. So these are the real-time uses. Don't worry, like in upcoming classes, I'm going to tell about how to break
sorry,
the
Karthik, what is the
pattern.
second usage you said? Second usage.
Reading the data from the property file.
That is first one. Second one?
First one is database connection. Second one is
Okay,
reading or fetching the data from the property file.
Okay, got it.
And the third one is, see, in your project, you have multiple modules. Okay. So you are like one module. Generally, if I take the yesterday example, whenever you do anything, you will get a receipt, correct? Either it is a LIC, or if you are doing something in the Amazon, whenever you are ordering something, when you get a shipped, you will get a message. At the same time, whenever it is delivered, you are going to get a message. That message is nothing but a notification. So if you want to notify, then every time you cannot write a notify code. What you can do, separate notification, there will be some module, some people will be working, because the notification can be an email, can be a message, can be a fax or anything, right? So they will write a code in those methods, like how to trigger an email, how to trigger a SMS and all. Okay. Now they have written the code in some method. And in order to access that method, you need an object of that class. But if you create an object every time, if you are processing the LIC, for example, for everything LIC, every time, whenever there is a premium due, you are going to get a SMS from the LIC saying that your premium is due on this date, please pay. That message will come to all the people who are in that, like on that day, whoever is premium is due, it will get it, correct? So if you take the LAC, can I say that it becomes in terms of lakhs every day? It is almost a million, right? A million records.
Yes.
So if you are writing a for loop, iterating over the records and then creating an object of that class, notification class, then you are creating 10,000 million times of object creation, correct? If it is needed, you can create, but in this scenario, it is not needed. So what you can do, instead of creating an object, you make that class as a singleton. Only once for the first time you create an object, and then you call the get instance method, and then call the method like trigger the message or trigger email or trigger SMS, call the method. So in that way, that's the third way where you can use it in your real-time project.
Sir, can we use for the logger also?
Yes, logger also, yes. Yes, logger, I forgot to tell you that logger is also a singleton design pattern, because logger.get instance you will use. So in your project, if you want to know where and all you are using, copy this get instance method and search for it. You will see all the instances. Don't worry, in the upcoming class, I'm going to explain how this, like similarly, how whatever the code that we have written, we are going to write a code on the reflection, how the reflection will break the singleton, how cloning, how serialization, how multi-threading, and then we'll fix that also. Okay. So don't worry, and we are going to discuss all of those. Any questions so far? So tomorrow will be the last demo class, guys. If you are interested, you can you can enroll for the course, and from Monday onwards, whoever is enrolled for the course will be created. We are going to create a WhatsApp group from the backend, and you will be added to the WhatsApp group, and we'll be continuing from there onwards. Okay. So so you are going to get an email from the Ashok IT like this. In this, you will have the design patterns and then the data structures as well. And if you are wanted to enroll for the design data structures, you can watch all these 5 videos. Even if you don't want to enroll also, just watch it, guys, the videos. It will we have created on how to create a custom collection. So you'll get some knowledge. Okay. I'm not asking you guys to enroll for it for sure. If you like the way, then and if you need it, it's just like that. If I like what you call supercomputer, it does not mean that I will buy the supercomputer, correct? Liking is different and buying is different, right? So if you have a for example, you want to change a job to the product based company, then that time it is required. So if it is required, then only you will join, right? It's completely your wish. Okay. But if you watch something, you will get it, because it's already communicated. It's you can watch any number of times. Okay. And after watching, if you feel that it will be good to join the course, then you can call the admin. If you want to call the admin, what you can do is go to Google, Ashok IT Tech. You can respond on that, whatever the email that you got, you can respond it to them, or else you can go to this website, Ashok. In the Google, just type Ashok IT Tech. Go here. This is a mobile number, you can call them for inquiry. Okay. These are number, you can call them. Okay.
So
or
far,
else
how many classes has been done for data sections, sir? How
I
many
think
sessions?
around 9 sessions or 10 sessions. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, out of including the demo.
Mhm.
And if you see, I can say that my videos will make you clear. But if someone is joining at a later point of time, I'll take 1 or 2 classes and then repeat whatever we have discussed so far over a weekend or something. Okay. So if anybody is interested, you can do that as well. Okay. And tomorrow will be the last day for the last demo class for the design patterns. Okay. Any
So
questions?
Karthik, this design patterns, do we have this WhatsApp group going forward in the regular classes?
Yes, yes. Once the demo class are completed, whoever has enrolled for the course, they will be given with a WhatsApp group access. In that WhatsApp group, I'm sharing the notes, whatever the program that we are writing, that also will be shared. And whatever the notes, like on the drawing board I'm writing, right? If you need this one, this also will be shared. And that is a mode where if you have any question, you can ask me.
Okay, okay. That WhatsApp group will be active. I mean, this course
Once the
will
enroll,
go for a 1.5 month, right?
yes, it will be active for that. Yes.
One
It
and
will
a half
be
month.
active beyond that also. It depends.
I mean, this course will be every day from Monday to Friday, right?
Yes, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And sometimes if we are lagging behind the schedule or there are any doubts or if in during the week, if suddenly, because I'm also working guy, right? So due to some work or some emergency, if I'll be mentioning whether the class is holiday or not on the WhatsApp group. If anything such thing happens, then I will take the class on Saturday to cover it.
Okay, okay. Okay. It's just it will be very rare case, but in case let's say I'm attending some interview later stages, so if I have any doubt, I mean, still that WhatsApp group will be active for some time, or
Yeah, it will be active. You can post your question, but you cannot expect an answer immediately because I'm also working, correct?
I got
So
it. I mean, not
maybe within
immediately. I
yeah,
mean, I mean, just in
based on
case
my
for
availability, I will
emergency,
provide
any
you the
help,
answer.
later
Yeah,
stages, if I get, it will be active. Just I want to check.
yes, it is it will be active, and you can like based on the question, you just post a question.
At least it will be helpful if it is active for 6 months, like how the course will be active for 6 months videos.
Yes, yes, it will be active. Yeah,
Okay, great.
even
Thank
not me. I mean, you can discuss among yourself also, correct?
you.
Like
Yeah.
if there are 10 students, 10 students are posting their interview questions. 11th time, whoever is going for the interview, if you read all of these 10 questions, then obviously out of those 10, you'll get at least 3 to 4, right?
Yeah.
That is a helpful. I have been saying that, but very less people will utilize that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Karthik.
I am not able to copy the links what you are providing in the chat box.
You can click, right? Automatically, if you're not able to copy, you can click. It will go to the YouTube. From there, you can copy.
Okay.
Did you get an email?
I didn't get the email. I saw my spam box also.
Okay. Can you ping your email in the chat? I'll tell them.
I have also not got the email, Karthik.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
yesterday I attended and I got the email that was in spam. I could read it.
Yeah.
I think
So
people who attended yesterday, they got it.
yeah, if you are the new guys, then just ping your email ID. Today also you will get don't worry. Today also you are going to get an email from the Ashok IT, and I will make sure that your email IDs will be written there. Okay. Yeah. If no question, that's all, guys.
So the payment should be done in the, GPay, and then we have to mail, right? The email.
Yes, yes. Yeah, the instructions also mention the same.
Yeah, the same. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So just can you please ask that admins to resend the email with the,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
that,
I too checked no
the
spam
course
emails. So.
fees modified and let them send so that we can forward. We can take
Yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah, I too didn't get the email, so I
Just
enclosed
add
my
your
email
name.
ID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just add your name into the WhatsApp group. Sorry, chat.
Yeah, I done that, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I'll make sure that you will all get an email. Yeah, let me note all of those. Yes. Okay. So if tomorrow what you can do is just check your spam. Okay, and then let them know. Or if you have anything, what you can do is you directly call this number. If you want to get number, just go to the Google, type a Ashok IT Tech. That's it. Click on this one. You will get you can call this number. Okay.
I just wanted to know, Karthik, how many years experience you have, Karthik, in
So I have around 13 years of experience.
thanks.
Yeah. Anything do you wanted to with that?
In which company you are working?
I cannot
No,
disclose.
nothing. Just
Yeah, I cannot disclose that, guy. Okay. So I'm working as an architect. So if no question, that's all. Anything?
Karthik, is there any chance to, like as a low level design, you are going to teach or something like a system design related part?
At this point of time, no. Maybe in future I will plan, because I get time in the morning. I'm occupied with the data structures and design patterns for now. Maybe after completion of the design patterns, I may try. After completion of the design patterns, I wanted to start Java 8, 9, and 11. And
Okay.
after completion of the design data structures, I may start system design. But
Okay.
it is not yet confirmed. I'll let you know in future.
Okay.
any plans for Spring or microservices?
There are already other tutors are teaching, so that's the reason I'm
Okay,
not
okay,
taking.
got it. Okay.
Are you going to teach the singleton pattern in regular class?
Regular. See this. If I explain this one, then what is the need to explain it again?
No,
Correct?
what I mean to ask is regarding the running nodes.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. I'll be sharing the running notes.
Okay.
My demo classes are regular classes. You don't see any difference. Only difference I see is in the demo classes I'll wait for 10 minutes. In the regular class I'll wait for only 5 minutes. Whether you join for the course or not, it is not a commercial. I just wanted to share my knowledge in the demo classes. Some people will happy like due to financial situations and all, they don't join. But if they join the demo class, at least whatever the knowledge they get it, they can explain that in the interview, right? So that is my intention. So I don't teach something only for demo, something only for real. No. Even for data structures also, we started with the collections, and we looked at the internal implementation of a collections. And then after the demo, we continued that. I did not explain again, because I have the way of my explanation is the same for whether it's a demo or whether it's a normal.
Okay, just one question, Karthik. Just regarding the certification. So, does this Oracle Java certifications helpful in getting the interviews?
Yes, but if you are getting if you look at the dumps and then get your certification, and if you are mentioning in your resume that you are certified, and when they are asking a question and if you are not able to answer it, then that's a waste. But if you are getting a certified Oracle OCJP certification on your own without looking at the dumps, so when you can clear the OCJP certification, when you are very good at core Java. See, all these design pattern structure, like Spring Boot, or data structures, all this comes later, guys. So everyone will go to the interviews by studying Spring Boot and microservices. But actually attending the 2 or 3 product-based companies, you feel yourself that, hey, I'm poor at core Java. Let's start studying the core Java, right? So you be perfect in the core Java and you complete the OCJP on your own knowledge without looking at the dumps. Then it will be really good, useful, because when you keep in the Oracle certified Java 8 or 11, then they will, since it is a certification, they'll expect that you have a strong knowledge in core Java. Then they will start asking the questions on core Java in depth. In depth, when I say that threads, collections, everything. So when you are not able to answer, then they will get to know that you have just
No,
like
I
that you
mean,
have done.
I'm asking not just the certifications. I'm asking the clearing the certification with the proper knowledge.
Yeah, it definitely useful, because whenever you go for if you have a Java profile and till 8 to 10 years of experience, everyone will start your questions with a core Java. If you are not able to answer the core Java, they might touch 1 or 2 questions in the Spring Boot and they'll leave it. But if you go for a product base, even if you are very good at core Java and data structures, they never care about whether you know Spring Boot and microservice. because Spring Boot and microservices are the frameworks. Once you learn, it will be forever. Correct?
So
Once
this
you know how to.
OC, there are two certifications, right? One is associate and one is professional, right?
Yeah.
So you mean to
OCJP,
say,
like Oracle, first you start with a normal one like OCJP, and then you can go to the next level.
okay. I think I thought the OCJP is the second one. Associate is first one and JP professional is second one.
I have done long back.
Okay.
I have done when it is SCJP, not the
Okay.
Oracle. So I have done on.
Okay. Generally, you suggest, the professional is only, second one is
Yeah.
only good. I mean, we have to clear both
You
of the
can.
certificates.
Yeah. You can go for OCJP directly, not an issue.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, just why I'm asking, I think the increase of fees, is it worth going? I'm asking just.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
If you're clearing, obviously, if you are clearing on with your own knowledge, it would be very benefit, because the OCJP will not ask you multiple choice like English verbal question. They'll give you a program and they'll expect an output, right?
Okay.
And you don't have a compiler also there, like Eclipse and all. You look at the program and see whether it's a compilation issue, whether it's a program, how the execution is happening, correct? So that will be useful in your interviews.
Okay, fine.
If no question, that's all for today, guys. So I'll ask admin to send you the email. Look at the email. If you are interested, please do the enrollment. Thank you all. Thanks for joining.
Please don't forget to remind the change of fees.
Yeah, sure. You have my word. Don't worry. I'll pay the remaining 2,000 from my pocket if that happens.
No, I don't mean that.
Yeah, no, I'm
just
saying
want
like,
it.
see,
Don't
I
want
should have.
any again
No.
conversation on that with the
If
admins. I don't.
no. If that is the case, I should have told you that yesterday I committed a mistake. It's 7,000, correct? But I have given you the word, so I'm committing for 5,000. Like I already told them, but it's there. Like it's a ideal.